I'm sure you've heard the news about trade wars and tariffs. It's a topic that's been making headlines for decades, stirring debates in boardrooms, living rooms, and even at dinner tables. Trade policies can shape economies, influence job markets, and even affect the prices of everyday goods. But what's the story behind these trade wars? How did we get here? To really understand the roots of today's trade debates, we have to look back to a pivotal moment in history. A moment when the world's largest economy faced a crossroads, and a president's words would echo for generations. Did you know the conversation about fair trade heated up way back in 1987? That year marked a significant turning point in the history of U.S. trade policy. The global economy was shifting, and the United States found itself at a crossroads. The decisions made during this period would have lasting impacts, not just for America, but for the entire world. The 1980s were a time of economic transformation. The Cold War was still ongoing, but the world was becoming more interconnected. The rise of Japan and Germany as economic powerhouses was challenging America's dominance in global markets. American industries, once unrivaled, were suddenly facing fierce competition from abroad. That's when Ronald Reagan made his big move for free but fair trade. It was a bold stance, one that sought to balance the ideals of open markets with the need for equitable practices. Reagan's approach was not just about opening doors for American products, it was about ensuring that those doors remained open and that American businesses could compete on a level playing field. In his speech, Reagan acknowledged the benefits of free trade, lower prices, more choices, and economic growth, but he also recognized the risks. What happens when other countries don't play by the same rules? Picture this. It's the late 1980s. The world is changing rapidly. Technology is advancing, cultures are blending, and economies are becoming more interconnected than ever before. In the midst of this transformation, the United States is thriving. The American dream is alive and well, with families enjoying the fruits of a booming economy, but beneath the surface, there's anxiety. American workers are starting to feel the pressure. Factories that once provided stable jobs are now facing competition from overseas. Communities that depended on manufacturing are worried about their future. Factories are buzzing, America's exporting like crazy. But suddenly, countries like Japan and Germany are crushing it in certain markets. These nations are not just competing, they are excelling, often using strategies that put American businesses at a disadvantage. Subsidies, tariffs, and other trade barriers are making it difficult for U.S. products to compete fairly. For example, Japanese automakers were dominating the U.S. car market, while American steel producers struggled to keep up with cheaper imports. German electronics and machinery were flooding global markets, challenging American manufacturers at every turn. People start worrying. Is the U.S. getting a fair shake? The anxiety is palpable. Workers fear for their jobs, businesses worry about their bottom lines, and policymakers scramble to find solutions. The American public is looking for leadership, for someone to stand up and address these growing concerns. In towns across the Midwest, workers gathered in union halls, sharing stories of layoffs and plant closures. In boardrooms, executives debated how to respond to foreign competition. The sense of uncertainty was everywhere. Listen to the voices of those affected. In 1987, a steelworker from Pittsburgh said, "We're not afraid of hard work. We just want a fair shot." A small business owner in Detroit recalled, "We built our company from the ground up, but now we're losing contracts to foreign firms that don't have to play by the same rules." These stories were echoed in communities across the country, fueling a demand for action. So, Reagan steps up. On April 30th, 1987, he gives a major speech. This wasn't just any speech, it was a defining moment in his presidency. Standing before the nation, Reagan laid out his vision for a trade policy that would protect American interests while promoting global economic growth. The speech was broadcast live, watched by millions of Americans and closely monitored by leaders around the world. His message? Trade should be free, but it also has to be fair. He emphasized that while America was open to competition, it would not tolerate unfair practices that harmed its economy. Reagan's words resonated with many, offering a sense of hope and direction in uncertain times. He said, "We welcome competition, but we expect it to be honest competition. We will not stand by while our workers and businesses are undercut by unfair practices. America," he says, "welcomes competition, but this competition must be on equal footing." Reagan believed that a fair trade system would benefit not just the United States, but all nations involved. It was a call for mutual respect and cooperation in the global marketplace. He reached out to America's trading partners, urging them to open their markets and eliminate barriers. "We seek partnership, not confrontation," Reagan declared. "But we will defend our interests when necessary. But if other countries play dirty, like unfair subsidies or blocking our goods, Reagan made it clear that such practices would not be tolerated. He was prepared to take strong measures to protect American interests, including imposing tariffs and other penalties on countries that engaged in unfair trade practices. This was not just rhetoric. In the months that followed, the Reagan administration launched investigations into foreign trade practices and imposed targeted tariffs on products from countries found to be violating trade agreements. Not cool. Reagan's straightforward approach was both refreshing and controversial. Some praised his toughness, while others worried about the potential for escalating trade conflicts. But Reagan was unwavering in his commitment to ensuring that American businesses and workers were treated fairly. Critics warned that retaliatory tariffs could spark trade wars, hurting consumers and damaging international relationships. Supporters argued that strong action was necessary to restore balance and protect American jobs. Reagan pushes for real action, negotiating trade deals, pressuring partners to open their markets, and making sure American workers aren't left behind. His administration worked tirelessly to create a more balanced trade environment. This involved not only negotiating new agreements but also enforcing existing ones and holding trade partners accountable. Behind the scenes, U.S. trade representatives met with officials from Japan, Europe, and other major economies, hammering out deals that would open new opportunities for American exports. Internationally, Reagan's speech sent shockwaves. Allies like Japan and West Germany were put on notice. European leaders expressed concern, fearing a new era of American protectionism. Yet some welcomed the clarity, seeing it as a chance to reset the rules of global trade. In Tokyo, newspapers debated whether Japan should make concessions to avoid a trade war. In Bonn, German officials called for dialogue, hoping to preserve strong economic ties with the U.S. Some say he was tough on allies, but for Reagan, it was all about balance, open markets, but with rules. He believed that a fair trade system required clear guidelines and consistent enforcement. This approach sometimes put him at odds with traditional allies, but Reagan was convinced that it was necessary for the long-term health of the global economy. At the 1987 G7 summit, Reagan pressed his case, urging world leaders to commit to fairer trade practices. The discussions were tense, but they laid the groundwork for future cooperation. American business leaders had mixed reactions. Some, like the CEO of a major auto manufacturer, praised Reagan's willingness to stand up for U.S. industry. "We need a level playing field," he said. Others worried about the risks of retaliation. A small exporter from California recalled, "We depend on foreign markets. If they close their doors, we're in trouble." The debate reflected the complexity of global trade, balancing national interests with the realities of an interconnected world. Internationally, Reagan's speech was both praised and criticized. Some countries saw it as a challenge, others as an opportunity. In the United Kingdom, Prime Minister Margaret Thatcher expressed support for fair trade principles, while French officials warned against American unilateralism. The Soviet Union, still America's rival, used the moment to criticize Western capitalism, but also quietly studied the U.S. approach to economic competition. And the legacy: Reagan's policies set the stage for future trade negotiations and established principles that continue to influence U.S. trade policy today. The idea of free but fair trade became a guiding light for American negotiators. In the years that followed, the U.S. signed major trade agreements, including NAFTA and the Uruguay round of GATT, both of which reflected Reagan's insistence on fairness and reciprocity. Free but fair trade became a standard for U.S. policy, guiding negotiations for years. This principle has been a cornerstone of American trade strategy, shaping the way the U.S. engages with the global economy. It's a legacy that underscores the importance of fairness and equity in international trade. Even today, debates over tariffs, trade deficits, and global competition echo the themes Reagan raised in 1987. The impact of Reagan's speech is still felt. American workers continue to demand fair treatment, and businesses look for opportunities to compete globally. Trade policy remains a hot topic in Washington, with every administration grappling with the same questions Reagan faced. How do we protect American jobs while embracing the benefits of global trade? Experts point to Reagan's legacy as a reminder that trade policy is about more than economics. It's about values, fairness, and the future of the nation. So, was Reagan a free trade hero or a protector of American jobs? The answer may depend on your perspective, but one thing is clear: his policies had a profound impact on the world of trade. They sparked debates, influenced policies, and left a lasting mark on the global economy. For some, Reagan's insistence on fairness was a turning point that restored confidence in American industry. For others, it was the beginning of a more contentious era in global trade relations. Today, the debate continues. Economists argue about the best path forward. Students study the lessons of the 1980s, and workers still hope for policies that protect their livelihoods. Reagan's 1987 speech remains a touchstone, a reminder that the quest for free but fair trade is ongoing, and that every generation must find its own balance between openness and protection. Drop your thoughts below and don't forget to like and subscribe for more history in a hurry. Your engagement helps us bring more historical insights to light, and we love hearing your perspectives on these pivotal moments in history. What do you think? Did Reagan get it right? How should America approach trade today? Let us know in the comments.